Hello there guys and welcome to Mayster Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing two quick reviews for films I've recently seen. The first of which being Marvel Studios' new flick, Thor Love and Thunder. Now, I went to go see this with a fair amount of people. It was a very funny time. A bit more on the silly side for Waititi than Ragnarok, and a lot of stuff landed, a lot of stuff felt a tiny bit forced, but as an audience experience, I just kind of caved in. I think it's no secret to the people who know me that I kind of give Marvel a pass way more than I should because of the respect that's been built up over time with them, how good their projects have been. So I kind of just I view their films very, very passively, and I just enjoyed it the best I could. I think to go down the plot, there's a lot of things wrong with the plot. It seems a bit, the whole thing in general just seemed a little rushed. It was nowhere near as sort of a deeper plot as sort of Ragnarok was. At least in terms of the simplicity but also powerful nature of it. So the end of Asgard, it had considerably more stakes. There was no real reason why this movie had to happen. At least it didn't convince me of that. But what I'll do is I'll round all this out by going through each of the individual characters. So Thor, great as always. Hemsworth does a fantastic job, and he's obviously again very funny, on top form, and I really liked his costumes in this film. I really liked them a lot. His action scenes are fantastic as always, and his emotional acting. He's just an all-round brilliant performer in these films. But from a story standpoint, again, I've just said it. I didn't see why it needed to happen. The whole thing is about his journey of self-discovery, but he's kind of been doing that for a long time now. So I didn't really understand who he was that he was meant to be in the end. There wasn't some sort of end to it. It was just kind of like exactly, he says a couple of times, a classic Thor adventure. That's what it was. It felt like a comic book that story-wise didn't go anywhere. It was just a fun adventure that we sat for 2 hours and watched. 2 hours on the dot as well. As for Valkyrie, she didn't get much to do. Though I was a bit confused why she's called King Valkyrie if she's a woman. I didn't get that. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why that was done. I'm just a bit confused. Someone might have to clear that up for us. I was a bit confused. Korg was, some people find him annoying in this film because there was just too much of him. I thought it was great. I thought I wasn't an enormous fan of Zeus. I thought Zeus was a bit of a clown. Jane was okay. Jane was good, and it was a nice little send off to her character rather than just dropping her like a rock. At the start of Ragnarok. Heimdall's back at the end. That was good. Sorry, spoilers. So Heimdall's back at the end, just for a little credit scene at the end, and he's probably going to be facing down Hercules in the next film. And is there anyone else but the end thing? No. I'd say the main thing that I mentioned before we wrap this up was Gore. Now, I think this character, without the opening sequence, would be a one-note, very poor Marvel villain. The opening scene puts him about mid-tier, and he would not be a good villain whatsoever if Christian Bale hadn't played him. Christian Bale literally made that role. He was way too good for this film. Way too good. We're talking about Thanos level, his performance. As in, this villain could have been much better with better writing and invested into the character. I just think, all in all, this film seemed a bit rushed, and it could have bided its time. As of now, reviewing this, Phase 5 and a little bit of Phase 6 has been announced, and there is plenty of time to really draw Thor's story out across possibly a second trilogy, with obviously this new sort of adopted daughter sort of storyline that's now started at the end of this film, like grooming the new Thor. I think that could be a really good send-off for him with 2 more movies under Hemsworth's belt. But yeah, I think it was a bit rushed and it could have took its time more to actually get it out. I think I'm starting to feel that possibly I'm starting to do this even with my network. I think Marvel should start to be well underway with projects and have them in a very sustainable position before they're even announced. That would really help manage expectations, because we'd know then that we're in for a quality product because the hard work was done before we even knew about it. So yeah, that'd probably be a wise way to go going forward. But we now have a clearer picture of phase 4, 5 and 6 going forward. So yeah, I'm sure this will be a nice little piece in the puzzle to look back on. But yeah, without further ado, that is it for my review of Thor Love and Thunder, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.